Mega Man is about to fight his toughest opponent yet, the fearsome Elec Man, who shows up once every 4 years to try to get people to show up at the poll booths in November. He attacks by throwing all sorts of promises at you, which immediately explode as soon as he gets into office. So yeah, this is going to be one tough fight. As Navi says, it's best to use special weapons in this area. Cut Man's weapon works pretty well, but I prefer to use Fire Man's weapon. Just because it has a little shield, you can see it shields you a little bit, so it gives you a little more room to work with while trying to destroy those enemies. Here we have electricity beams. You want to jump while not being touched by the electricity beams. And here we have some enemies which pop from the ceiling to the ground. You're supposed to just climb the ladder like that and kill the ones on the left. However, the alternate strategy is just to stand here and kill them from here. Otherwise, if one of those enemies, say you miss one of the enemies and it hits you while you're on the ladder, you will fall all the way down to the ground again. It's not fun. So if you're having trouble climbing up the ladders, just stand on the little platform to the left and kill the enemies from there. Here we have a disappearing block challenge. Unlike the disappearing blocks in Iceman stage, these are easy. Only 4 blocks, it's super easy to determine the pattern. On this screen, we have 4 more blocks. Even easier to discover the pattern of those blocks. So you don't have to work very hard to get through that particular disappearing block challenge. Here we just have jumping across the platforms to get to the ladder. On here you want to pick a ladder and climb up. You can choose inside or outside. And you have those enemies which are coming from the ceiling and the floor again. Really difficult enemies. Heat Man's weapon, I'm using it again to defeat these enemies. Ow, what? Huh? Well, I killed the enemy, but I got hit anyway. That seems unfair. Oh, enemies. Enemies. I don't know what it is, but, with all these platforms that are in the way, I find it really hard to dodge those particular enemies and defeat them. What's this? Can I use something to move the block? Well, I believe we have the Rock Crusher, whatever you call that weapon. This one? Yeah. Yeah, the one we got from Rock Man. Wait a minute. No, we didn't get that from Rock Man. We got that from Guts Man. Aha! Guts Man. That's his weapon. He can pick up blocks like those, and you can throw them. And the item we just picked up is the magnet beam, which I'll talk about later. Here we have an interesting challenge. We have the electricity beams. These are really kind of tough because, they go on and off. So you have to try to climb up when the electricity beam is off. We saw those earlier in the level, but the ones here are a little bit trickier. Mainly because the timing is inconsistent. They don't all go off at the same time. I'll point this out later as well. Once again, Beat the Bird is telling us that we have to go up, but there's no other way to go, so it's really unnecessary. You're not helping us out at all, Mr. Beat. Okay, do I have a special weapon which will help me defeat that evil, evil, evil monster? The Ice Beam is the preferred weapon because you can freeze the monster in midair. Ooh, let's try Rolling Cutter. You can attack him while he's frozen. Check this out. Three Rolling Cutters and no damage whatsoever. Unfair. And here we go. Here is another challenge where you have these beams coming from the wall. And like I said, they're difficult because they're not on the same timer. Notice one goes off and then the other two go off. It throws off your timing because they're not in sync. Coming up here, you'll see a brief continuity error. I forgot that you could talk to Navi on the screen above this one, so I had to go back and re-record. Navi has such a useless hint on the screen saying that an enemy that is higher up is above you. Ah! What was... Oh, I see what's going on. Try to distract you with a useless hint so you fall off the ladder. That's a mean trick. Okay, so, my first fight against Elec Man, you can guess what happens. As soon as he gets into office, he stabs me right in the back. Not very nice, Elec Man. You might have noticed we have those large blocks here, and we learned in this stage that you can pick up blocks and throw them. So you might think, hey, let's use the super arm. That's actually not very helpful, as you will see. The weapon that you're supposed to use is Cutman's weapon. It's very, very effective. I mean, take a look here. You hardly have to move in order to win this fight. In fact, by moving, I managed to miss a shot. So, stay in place and just throw the cut boomerang at Elec Man, and he should be defeated before you know it. Okay, that is all 6 Robot Masters. Now we get to fight their evil boss, Dr. Wily.